Events at Slane Castle didn't get any bigger than this. Thousands convened at the stadium. Tickets exchanged for astronomical prices. Folks from all over the quiet and peaceable realm of Magadoo had come to hear a story. For tonight was the final performance by Ogre, the infamous three-headed ogre. As the latecomers filtered in and were taken to their seats, they were able to enjoy the last moments of the first act. The bodies of the dance troupe Booty Quest writhed on the floor, displayed far too much flesh, and left to mild applause from the audience after what had been a wildly inappropriate choice of routine, act, and wardrobe. Second act, Fling the Merciless, displayed his skills as a knife thrower. He paraded around the stage, dressed all in black, a mask completely covering his features. His assistant, too, wore a mask, though it didn't stop her screams from echoing around the stadium as the blades of Fling's knives struck home, mere inches from her body. For his grand finale, Fling's assistant was spun about, upright on a board, arms and legs fastened and spread out in an X shape. As she spun, her mask slipped down, and she cried out, "Help! Help! He captured me! I'm a prisoner! Someone save me! I'm serious, you bastards!" As the blades landed around her legs, torso, arms, and head. The audience warmly applauded and muttered their appreciation of a truly adrenaline-fueled act. Finally, it was time for the main act to take the stage. A desk appeared, its legs first, then its top, as it slowly descended from the fly space above. The audience gasped as it stopped still, suspended in midair before them. Then came a chair, lowered into position before the desk. Finally, a pair of thin legs, attached to a glamorously dressed recorder. Sequins, fur, and feathers all competing for attention in an outfit that made the adjective gaudy feel like an understatement. Sporting a new pair of ridiculously oversized spectacles, he waved to his fans as he was deposited into the chair. The audience went wild as he laid out the accoutrements of his trade onto the desk: his quill, ink, and parchment. The arrival of the ogre was met with almost as much appreciation. 2 legs shuffled onto the stage, while 3 heads scowled up at the recorder, positioned several feet above them. "At last," said the recorder dramatically, "the final chapter of your story." A hush of anticipation descended on the stadium. Just then, Fling the Merciless returned to the stage. It looked like he had got lost, and some in the audience sniggered at his arrival. He wandered slowly towards Ogre. Then he moved in a terrifying burst of speed. The mask was off, revealing grey skin and white hair. 2 curved swords were in his hands, and before the ogre could react, they were pointed at heads 1 and 3. "Simba!" exclaimed the first head. "Ro Kuberni Dihat Simboa!" exclaimed the recorder. The audience at Slane Castle drew in excited breaths. Simba, the dark elf, one of the characters from the ogre's stories, was here, in the flesh. It suddenly made those stories seem so much more real. After all, hadn't they all had the faint suspicion that the tales were fantasies concocted by the lonely landlord of the flayed testicles? Not anymore. It was only after this chain of thought that the audience began to focus on the weapons pointed at the storyteller. This wasn't good. If Ogrimdog was murdered live on stage, they would never get to hear how his story ended. "The very same. I could kill you right now, Ogre," he declared. "Maybe I should, but there's something I want more." The 3 heads raised their eyebrows questioningly, but the Drow remained silent. The middle head rolled his eyes. "Which is?" "The truth. Finish your damned story, but tell the truth of it this time. And if you so much as veer from the path of honesty to the verge of deception, I will be here to correct you."